From our studios in New York, here is Ann Curry.
She's one of the most beautiful actresses in movies today, and she happens to be Hollywood royalty, the daughter of Oscar-winning actor Jon Voight. Angelina Jolie won an Oscar herself for the film Girl Interrupted. These days, it's her life that's been interrupted. She and her co-star, Brad Pitt, hunted by the paparazzi. What is the story? Well, Jolie was refreshingly honest when we sat down to speak, and tonight you can see our exclusive interview in full for the first time. Movie star, mom, goodwill ambassador. It's clear her most important role is not at the movies. It's this summer's blockbuster release, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mr. Racine.
Have you been selling big guns to bad people?
Huh?
Angelina Jolie plays a super spy, an undercover assassin sent to eliminate bad guys. I want to know about this stunt in which it appears in the movie that you jump out of a 40-story window. Wearing, by the way, a dominatrix outfit.
Of course. So I happened to get the stunt that suited me. So, but yeah, I was a little unsure, but suddenly the first time we went down and my coat flew up and I thought, oh, I have no pants on. I have no pants on and there's just a crowd of people on the floor.
Do you mean no underpants on or no pants on?
Well, everything was rubber, so it was all, you know, it's just not, it's not, you don't feel like you're covered. Everything's just doesn't feel right.
Well.
What did feel right, Jolie says, was working with Brad Pitt for the first time. The chemistry between the two of you, acting, natural?
Natural, yeah.
Why do you think you two work together so well? Because I'm telling you, I'm watching the movie, it just seems that you're comfortable with each other in your roles.
We did work together surprisingly well, more than I thought we would, because I didn't know before we met if we would actually work together really well, and we had a great time.
They're bulletproof!
Jolie's character, Jane Smith, discovers her husband, John, is also secretly an assassin working for another agency. When they are assigned to kill each other, marriage turns deadly.
You've gotta be kidding.
There seems to be this deliberate attempt on your part to not be...
The girl?
Yeah, the skirt, you know?
But I guess because I've done so many action movies, I don't actually even... And also, I consider girls to be pretty damn tough.
You don't defer to Brad in this movie, in the violent scenes. You take a slide.
Like I said, we're very competitive, and we both wanted, you know... Well, if she gets to slide across the floor, then I want to break a window, and I'd say, well, if he gets to throw me across the table, then I better smash him into the... You know, so it builds.
To prepare for these scenes, Jolie and Pitt trained extensively, and she says soon a real trust and friendship developed between them. But the fight scenes also created challenges, especially for Pitt.
He's having a fight, and he's got to be fighting like he's fighting a man that's equal to his size. You know, there's even that, you know, that, you know, how do you find that balance? Because physically, he should be able to take me on since I'm so much smaller than him.
Come on, sweetheart. Come to daddy.
He was uncomfortable about it, so because, you know, the idea of he's going to hit a woman. And for any man, that's just, you know, how do you get past that? It's not like a comic book movie. I'm not a villain. It's like we're also husband and wife, and now we're going to beat each other up. And with domestic violence being what it is, you know, how do you make that fine line and make it an action movie and entertainment when that is something that should never be entertainment or funny?
Is there too much violence in this movie?
I don't think so, but it was, yeah, we went all out for it. We wanted it to be that. We wanted, you know, every time like a husband or wife says to each other, I could just kill you. Who's your daddy now? We thought, you know, what if they really could? What would it look like?
Jolie felt right at home with the guns and things blowing up around her, but says she needed Pitt's help for the comedy.
We don't want to go to sleep angry.
God!
Pull over! Now look! We need to talk.
He's very funny, which helped me be funny. He got me from being too serious. He would just make me laugh. So he helps, yeah, he helped a lot.
You were expressing some fear, trepidation about doing comedy. What does that say about Angie?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we're just, you know, for a long time I was always much more comfortable in darker roles or in pain or quiet or person. And it takes a lot for me to to feel that I have something to contribute in a light way, but I wouldn't assume, yeah, I'm that fun friend that everybody feels at ease with.
Is that something you want to be more of?
Well, I think, you know, having a kid, you know, I mean, he's certainly made me, he's probably made me funny. So I guess he fixed that for me.
But comedy and action aside, Mr. and Mrs. Smith is really a movie about marriage. How what begins with passion can end up stale
Sweetheart, will you pass the salt?
when partners don't understand each other. How much did you draw on your own life to do this film?
I think for everybody, especially for every woman, you know, we've had a moment where you're lying in bed and you're thinking about the person next to you. You have no idea who I am. If you have no idea.
Jolie, who has been married and divorced twice, once to actor Johnny Lee Miller and once to Billy Bob Thornton, says both men were wonderful. But it was what was absent from those relationships, she says, that helped her identify with her character, Jane Smith.
So what do you want, John? There was something missing, and what that something is that we didn't have the same values for how we wanted to live our lives, what we wanted to do with our lives, if we wanted to be of use to others, in what way. And that, at the end of the day, as much as you can have fun with somebody, you can have great sex with somebody, you can have all that stuff, if you don't wake up with a common purpose in your team, then it's not going to work. It doesn't for me. So this film, I guess, also came at a time where I've been analyzing what that is, and I know now what it would need to be in order to be married again.
So it did teach you something.
Yeah, and it certainly made me think what a nice thing it would be to have a teammate.
Pitt and Jolie are cast as lovers in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and the movie's steamier scenes have some asking, did they find each other as attractive as the rest of America finds them? You have said, quote, to be intimate with a married man is not something I could forgive.
Yeah.
I could not look at myself in the morning if I did that.
Yeah, that's right.
That says a lot.
Yeah, well, that's just an easy... I wouldn't be attracted to a man who would cheat on his wife.
It was during the shooting of the film that the tabloid attack began. Reports branded Jolie as the other woman when Pitt and his wife, Jennifer Aniston, separated in January and then filed for divorce in March. But both Pitt and Jolie have denied that she played any role in the breakup of the marriage. Have you been hurt?
No, it takes a lot to hurt me.
Are you being just a tough girl?
No. I've just grown up too much to be hurt by what people's opinion of my love life is. That doesn't hurt me. I'm more annoyed when because of all of it, I try to take my son on a carousel. And we've got too many people flashing pictures for him to have a good time. That bothers me. But, you know, I don't read gossip, and I know the truth of my life, and everybody involved in this situation knows the truth of everything. So everybody's quite at peace.
But with a Pitt-Aniston divorce in the works and this month's W magazine pairing Brad and Angelina as a 1960s suburban couple with a healthy sex drive, the tabloid frenzy has intensified, with many asking, are they a couple now? Why not just say it now and not let anybody keep talking about it? Why not just say what's going on so nobody keeps putting a camera in your face?
It's not about that, and you and I both know that I could make 1,000 statements right now, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You know, people will say what they want to say, and it's okay. So do I need to defend that I'm a decent woman? I sure hope I don't. I know I am.
I'd feel angry.
Who do you get angry at? You get angry at the people who are just bombarded by headlines and magazines and TV programs that don't have proper substance. So you can't get angry at them. Can you get angry at the news people for doing it? It's their job, it's some studio, it's what sells. It's just a bizarre thing that's happening in our world today.
Do they scare you, the paparazzi?
They scare me?
They hunt you.
You know, I've spent the last month in Pakistan and Sierra Leone, and the places they should be focusing on taking pictures, they're nowhere. You know, I've just come back to New York. I've been gone a month, and so now they're gonna get me on a carousel.
Well, what about this picture? This picture that this man, what, can you believe some guys, what? A paparazzi photographer got $500,000? Is that right?
I have no idea.
Or $500,000. Long lens pictures of you in Africa with Brad. I mean, this is insane. I would say it's insane. What do you say it is?
You know, you bought it, you're holding it.
I didn't buy it.
But I mean, the fact is, it's part of your program. It's something we're talking about. Still, probably why he got $500,000. It's just, I mean, you know, That day needs to forever be a day that I made a sandcastle with my son. And that's what that will always be.
What do you say to people listening right now, young people, who are drinking too much, doing heroin, cutting themselves? What do you say to them about what is possible in life?
I don't have the answer for what anybody should be focusing on, but I want to fill my mind with valid issues in the world. Find a way to be useful and a part of, and have a fight, and you fight for things to be better, and fight hard. And there's some amazing fights to be had out there, and I think that's what maybe I didn't know at 14. I wanted to fight, and instead I fought myself and nearly killed myself a lot of times until I realized that I should value life and be so grateful that I have food to give my son and a roof over my head and a chance to have a long life.
You know, it's amazing to hear you say all this, because when we first met, I would say that you were less focused on the outside, on others, and much more focused on yourself. Jolie, now 30, has come a long way from the days when she was famous for public displays of affection, tattoos, and sharing some of the most intimate details of her life. You wear a vial containing his blood.
That's his.
4 drops of his blood. And why do you wear?
Because it's my husband's blood.
In 2001, she became a Goodwill ambassador for the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. She has since spent much of her time in developing countries and donated millions of her own money to charity. There has been a tremendous evolution in the space of less than 5 years since I first met you. What caused this sea change in you?
I just started to see the world as it really is, and completely shocked me and changed my opinion on everything and on life.
But perhaps the most life-changing event for Jolie, discovering she is a good mother to her son Maddox.
And then becoming a mom, as any mom would know, is just, it's everything. And as long as your kid is healthy and he's okay, nothing can rock you and nothing matters.
You found pure love.
Yeah. Well, and that focus I think you have when you're a mother, where no matter what, no matter what your day is, or some craziness, or some, like, all this stuff, you get your hair and makeup done, you do an interview, you're all taken very seriously, and then you come home and they pee on you or something, you know what I mean? And you just feel like, thank God I know that this is the most important thing, and they keep you so focused on just the right thing in life.
And Mr. and Mrs. Smith opened nationwide today. You can learn more about Angelina Jolie's humanitarian missions, even read some of her personal journals about her travels by visiting our website. The address is dateline.msnbc.com.